We're taking you down Mexico way for this year's Bowling World Cup as we say welcome to Hermosillo in Mexico and the magnificent setting of this brand new Bowl 300 for the men's final. Well, a really massive crowd assembled inside this 32-lane centre, opened just 6 months ago, as our two finalists go through their final warm-up routine. It's a best-of-3 game showdown inside this temple to 10-pin, with this year's trophy being contested by the two outstanding men's players here this week. It's the top 2 seeds who go toe-to-toe for the gold medal. After 5 days of qualification, when only pin totals counted, it's now head-to-head competitive match play between Eoff of the USA and Masrtin Larsen from Sweden in the brown jersey, with Derek representing USA in the blue. Alongside me laneside, our official QubicaAMF MC Dale Niemela, a respected international bowling coach as well, and with long experience of World Cups. What a privilege it is to have Dale calling this final for us today.
My pleasure. Great to be here, Phil. Looks like we're going to get it on here.
Well, we've had a fantastic week here in Mexico. The hospitality has been second to none. Tournament organization by the Gutierrez family here who run this bowl has been seamless. Now all we need is our two players to rise to the occasion. We're underway on our TV pair, lanes 13 and 14. In fact, the final 2 warm-up balls for the 2 players. And they've finished seeds 1 and 2, so the form book says these are the 2 best guys here this week.
They both proved to be that all week long. Derek just ran this this tournament all to himself. He owned it.
Sing ice hockey. Masrtin Larsen, currently Sweden's top-ranked bowler. And both players have understandably begun a little nervously here. He fills the spare.
Used a plastic ball on that one so it would go straighter.
So which player can settle into a routine and get the first read on our TV tournament lanes? It's light again. Jerry Edwards, the Team USA coach here alongside Derek Eoff this year. She coached Bill Hoffman to success 12 months ago in St. Petersburg. She knows what it's all about. But I suspect both coaches and players at the moment, Dale, are still trying to read the lane conditions.
Yes, because it's going to be different now than it was during the tournament. They only get 2 practice balls per lane. It makes a difference. Once again went to the plastic.
Shake of the head there from Larsen. But neither player yet to really find the strikes or hit their rhythm. But that's fairly typical when you come down to the lanes cold. Of course, Martin did go through that semi-final playoff against the Malaysian Zulfikar, so he has already had some match practice this morning.
That was a bit fortunate there. That one went high and almost left the 4-9 split, got the 4 out.
It's a mystery at the moment for the American. Graduate from the University of Nebraska, the Wisconsin boy, went there for a business management program, but a big part of that was their bowling program as well up there.
Now you notice Derek doesn't switch to the plastic. He changes his hand or throws it harder or something, but he doesn't change to the plastic for spares.
So 2 frames for each player and 2 spares for the Swede Larsen. And those 2 spares now matched by Derek means there's nothing in it in the early phase of game 1. Best of 3. If it goes that far, the winner has to win 2 of the 3. Eoff in frame 3, and he's really fishing around out there at the moment, Dale. That's well, his worst shot to date, and that's going to take some clearing up.
Well, that ball just jumped on him. It looked like it hooked a little bit early, and he had been coming in a little light, so he's got that situation where he misses right and it doesn't quite come up, and then he squares his target up and it hooks too much.
4-7 on the left, 2-6 on the right, goes right, chops off the 6 pin. That's a big open frame in the 3rd for the American top seed, and that leaves him on 42. Something to ponder.
That's Jerry Edwards, the coach for the U.S., and she'll always smile. It doesn't matter what happens out there. She's going to be the cheerleader for her team and her player, and tries to keep them up.
So Martin, we've seen so far, he's crossed the head pin, the last shot, totaling 7. He's filled the spares, which he has been doing all week. And on 14, at last, he's found the pocket. We have a strike in our men's final, the first from 6 frames.
That was a nice shot. That was a very good shot. Getting more back to the way he was bowling before. So maybe he's settling in now, and Derek hasn't got the nerves settled yet.
Well, Martin will jump into a handy lead as he looks to build with a double here on the first strike, coming in frame 3.
That's the replay. You saw where that ball just went straight back. Right behind the 5-9 is where that ball exited the pin deck.
The tall Swede from Gothenburg, keen golfer with a 14 handicap.
Keen bowler too.
Not too bad. There's his double, and he jumps out ahead, takes the initiative early in game 1 of this year's men's final.
Well,
Hushed audience.
Derek's got to figure out something to do here for these lanes, or he's gonna be in trouble.
Well, while we were watching that replay of Martin, Jerry Edwards has been scuttling off, and I think she's returned with a new ball. Derek has changed his ball here as we head up to frame 4. Not working yet.
That one almost crossed over. That one hooked so early. Now here she comes with another new ball. So he's thrown this ball for 1 frame. It didn't work.
He's going to fill the spare here comfortably enough. How many balls are the bowlers allowed, Dale, in competition? 4, isn't it?
No, they're allowed 6.
Uh-huh.
They're allowed 6.
Okay, there's the position there with Larsen taking a 20-plus pin lead as we take a short break. Welcome back to Hermosillo as we prepare to get underway in Game 2. Advantage Sweden. Would be very interesting indeed if a Scandinavian triumphed here again this year. There was a previous World Cup in Hermosillo. Same family, same proprietor, the Gutierrez family, but that was in his old bowling centre back in 1994. And the winner that day from Norway, Tore Torgersen. Could this be a day of destiny for this man from Gothenburg? Sweden #1. Larsen rolls us off with Game 1 already under his belt and the perfect of starts in Game 2.
That one creeped up a little bit high too. You saw the 4-9 going down last, but it went down, so it's an X up there. It's a strike.
Yep. Shot of his coach there, Mats Olsson, a great friend. Also in the Swedish team alongside Martin that won the World Youth Championship in Thailand in 2002. And they also co-own a pro shop back home in Sweden. So the action switches to 14, and here's Derek stepping up to the mark, and that's a much better and more confident start to Game 2 for the American, the top seed, who really was in the first game right up until the 9th frame, but once Martin doubled in the 10th, he was locked out, and we'll look back on that open frame he had in frame 3, which meant he was always playing catch-up. But the switch of balls seems to be working, and Derek now is looking very much the hungry man, and he's getting into the zone. Working on a double across to 13. He's got it.
You can see, I mean, it just looks like he's shaping that shot, so he sees the ball going quite a ways to the right, and this ball change, he just knows that ball's going to recover down there, and it just comes roaring back. The only thing he's left with that ball so far is that 9-pin.
Yep. There's no doubt about that one from the moment it rolled off the wrist. So, 3 frames, 3 strikes in stark contrast to Game 1. The nerves have clearly settled, and these boys are in the groove. Can Martin get back with a double himself to keep pace? He can.
Looked like Martin moved a little bit to the left, maybe a board to the left on that, because he had crept up high on the other lane. It's important to try to stay ahead of what the oil is doing on the lanes instead of waiting for you to get that split and then adjusting off of it. Make the move before you think it's going to happen.
Yes, you can see the avid interest here being shown from the VIP spectators behind the bowlers. You saw John Walker there, of course, Cubica CEO. Will be handing over the Glorious Silver Trophy in about, who knows, maybe 45 minutes or so. Depends how far we go with this. And that was Senora Gutierrez from the proprietor's family, who are all here behind the bowlers. So they really know their bowling, of course. Fernando Gutierrez himself, a previous bowler, whose dream it was to participate in the World Cup. Well, he's done the next best thing. He's now hosted not 1 but 2 World Cup finals. It's a bit of a strike fest here in Game 2, Dale.
Yeah, we're getting it started now. Now you see that Martin came in a little bit lighter on this. Is where he crept high on this lane the time before, and so he's made the adjustment, moved a little bit left, because what you're looking for is oil. And Derek's just looking for more strikes, and that's what he's getting.
Yes, he's locked in all right. I have to say, you couldn't want for a better coach alongside you, especially when you're having a little bit of a shaky start like Jerry Edwards. Always calm, always collected, fierce determination to win, of course. She is a perfectionist, but a calming influence next to you there down the approach.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Great coach, great team.
Wow. He threw that one way to the right, and it came back. And going back to the coach thing, in this kind of situation, they are that calming influence. They're not telling them, oh, you did this wrong or this right and so forth. You try to keep that physical part out of their mind and just let them do it and try to keep them relaxed. And if they have a bad shot, you try to calm them down and forget about it.
Our cameras there giving you an excellent perspective on this wonderful bowling facility, 32 lanes. But Senor Gutierrez, who actually made his money in construction, has deliberately pitched the ceiling is very high, and the raking is also very high, advantageous for spectators. This is tailor-made for tournament play. And they're really getting their money's worth, the big crowd. Whatever Derek can produce, Martin's right back at him here. No guy is missing in this second game. We're clean right through to the midpoint.
I don't think his neck is hurting him now.
Ah, well, that's
hard to say, but he is rolling that ball like he's out to win this championship.
Yeah, he looks
that's
pretty
a
loose.
Perfect shot there.
Little bit of a flex there. Oh, there it is again.
Yeah.
Maybe we spoke too soon. Is it psychological? Has he got over it? Put it out of your mind, Martin. He is 5 more good shots away from winning the trophy. Make that 4.
There's one of them. Yeah, this is best 2 out of 3, and he got that first game under his belt with a win. So if he can continue like this and win this game, he's the new champion.
He did tell me. Sorry, Dale.
I don't think Derek's going to go away, though.
Oh, he's not going to lie down, that's for sure.
No.
But Martin told me in qualifying, you know, he was just concentrating on spare shooting, actually. He said if the strikes come along, that's a bonus, but don't go hunting them. That's our proprietor and host this week here in Mexico, Fernando Gutierrez, in the grey suit alongside his wife. And his son, Daniel, there just behind Derek, is actually now the manager of Bowl 300. And he's been the tournament director for us this week. Really has been a terrific team effort, I can tell you. A lot of volunteers have come up from their second bowl downtown, just giving of their time here to be part of the action. What a World Cup we've had. Come on, Derek, keep it going.
Wow, I mean, he's covering almost the whole lane. Looks like he's putting the ball down on about the last 5 boards of the lane on the left side, and it's going out to the last 5 boards on the right side of the lane and coming back.
Big grin from Daniel. He clearly recognizes the extreme talent we have on show here, and this is turning into a real showdown. Who's going to be the first to crack?
And some of those people you see in the audience are bowlers from the other countries. They wouldn't miss this finals for the life. They've been out there all week, and they come to root their favorite on.
85 competitors in the men's division and 63 worldwide in the ladies. Gives you an idea of the scope and reach of this truly international sport. Qualifying for this event is probably the hardest thing any of them have done. Just getting here is really tough from the national associations onwards, and then when you get here, you've got another week of the qualifying rounds as well. It's a marathon.
Yeah, a little bit fortunate here. He crosses over, goes Brooklyn, but once again, it's a strike. It's an X on the scoreboard, and it keeps up with Derek.
Yeah, well, fortune is favoring the Swede there. The first crossover strike we've had as we come down the stretch here in the second game. Martin benefiting from, as you say, crossing the headpin for the right-hander. He's entering the pocket on the wrong side technically. It shouldn't happen, but it does. 1 in 5, maybe you get lucky. The Brooklyn, all 10 go down. And Larsen, remember, still in the box seat. He leads 1-0. And he doesn't look like missing either. Over on 13, he's got another.
Whatever he did, he made the correction off that last shot. Of course, it was on a different lane now, but when you go Brooklyn like that, it still affects your psyche a little bit, and you have to make an adjustment for the next lane.
The battle for the UEFA Cup.
Well, at this point, Dale, we're going to give them the commentator's curse and suggest, are we about to see our 6th 300 game of the week?
That is a curse, you know.
Okay, tell me after this.
But not for us. Not for us.
60 feet down the lane to the back ends,
Yeah.
all the way down. That ball had strike written all over it. Derek is not missing. Martin is keeping pace with him. Yeah, John Walker's feeling the sweat. It's a warm day here, 86 degrees outside, ambient temperature. There's a big glass frontage to this bowl behind us in camera position here, and I can tell you at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 28 centigrade, 86 Fahrenheit. It's a warm, sunny day in Mexico, and the heat being cranked up inside the bowl 300 is really getting to both boys.
You can feel the tension in the audience. You don't see it so much in the bowlers here. They look like they're just going about their business. The audience is really getting into this.
This is a very, very knowledgeable bowling crowd, and these two boys are putting on a terrific spectacle.
And he's just throwing it better and better every frame here.
Nothing to choose between them. The Swede and the Yank locking horns head to head, strike for strike. And Martin, the closer he gets to the finishing line, he's got to start believing the dream is about to happen. There's nothing Derek can do from this position because he's striking every time he gets to the foul line, and still he's behind.
Yeah.
Remember this boy, Martin Larsen, Sweden's top-ranked bowler, 4th in Europe overall this season. He's having a fantastic 12 months. Must begin to think this is going to be his year. Derek looking to keep the trophy within the US, won by Bill Hoffman a year ago in St. Petersburg. Americans with 6 representatives in the last 7 World Cup finals. What a record. But Martin Larsen is bowling the game of his life.
It's sometimes you feed off of each other too. When the other guy starts striking like that, it can go where a lot of cases when a TV has or when a 300 has been shot on TV, the other player presses them into that situation. They both strike.
Replay of Martin's last strike. Oh, Derek, just for a moment there.
He's getting into a little hop there on that one.
He did.
That ball got into the pits.
Boy, you don't see Jerry showing emotion like that either. She knew that one needed a little help. I was a little worried for Martin chugging on the water back there in the neck. Maybe he's feeling it. Take it easy, Martin. He's within moments of achieving the gold medal. Who's going to crack first?
Oh!
It's the American.
Oh!
It's come at the top of the 10th frame after 9 in a row.
So there's that. It wasn't us that did that, though.
No.
But now the problem with this is that Martin now can, with another strike, can go and win this championship in the 2 games.
Yep. It's Derek, after 9 strikes in a row, who leaves the 2-pin.
Yep. But now it's important that he strikes on this fill ball for the 279, because that forces Martin to get the first one in the 10th. So this is a very important, this is just as important as that first ball that he just threw.
Every pin crucial now, the count, as you say, Dale, for Derek, who is the first to just open the window of opportunity. How's he going to round it out? Gets a little action and the 10. So he sets the bar high, a 279, and you may still lose.
Yes.
That is staggering bowling.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. If Martin strikes on this first shot right here, he's got at least 280, and he's the winner.
Yep, he can throw the next 2 in the gutter.
Yeah.
Just this first ball.
Exactly.
The strike gives him 280.
Yeah. Now this was a little fortunate for Derek here, the way they fell down, but they fell down.
Well, after 40 games in qualifying over 5 days, this guy has already played a semi-final to put out 3rd seed, Suflicki. He's come through game 1, 229, 221. Take your time, no wonder. This is for glory. This shot, a strike, he's already had 9 in a row, and he's the new world champion.
Looks good.
It's right in the pocket.
Oh my God. So now he's got to pick this up and strike to tie.
So within 5 seconds, he goes from potential winner, I've got 1 hand on the trophy, and now I need to fill this spare and strike just to tie.
Right. And if they tie, They have to go to a roll-off.
We've never had a roll-off before.
Right.
A roll-off in the final
in the
of
World Cup. Unbelievable. This is a big spare right here. This is...
How does Martin feel there?
No problem. But now he's got to strike. Has to strike.
Wow.
Look at the crowd. They're all talking to each other, they're saying, he's got to strike for a tie.
This is cruel. And the crowd know it.
Yeah, biting their fingernails.
They know exactly where we have been. In the last 60 seconds, Martin has been one shot away from winning, and now has to get the strike, as you say, with the bonus ball at the end of the 10th to tie Derek's 279. That 279 now is suddenly looking like a mountain.
Oh, my gosh. I think he's going to do it.
Well,
that's the way he's been throwing the ball. I mean, he would have to be unlucky not to do it, I think.
He steps up needing a strike to win, and now a strike to stay alive. Okay, we'd still be at 1-all. He
threw that one as good as any shot of the game.
Character. The crowd are on there. They absolutely love this. They're going to lift the lift off the bowl 300 here.
So now we have a tie, and it's a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. So they bowl 2 frames. With the highest score of those 2 frames is the winner of this game. And if it's Martin, he's the champion. If it's Derek, we go to another game.
We have a third game. So in golfing terms, we're back down to the 17th tee.
Yeah.
Okay, boys, here we go. We're going to play 17 and 18 again. So they'll play the 9th frame again and the 10th frame, which gives them that bonus ball.
Exactly.
Can't miss this.
Wow.
So welcome back here. The ball 300 in Hermosillo, Mexico is still throbbing, electricity charging through the atmosphere. Laneside, you have to be here to believe what we're seeing. We're about to go into the first roll-off ever in 44 years of World Cup history. And that roll-off has come about after both bowlers paced each other in game 2. 279 was the benchmark set by Derek Eoff of the USA, the top seed, all but putting Martin Larsen back to a level 1 game each situation. But Larsen just simply would not quit. He's carrying that neck injury. We're just waiting here for everything to be reset, and the audience have been filled in as to what's happening, because
they're setting
a roll-off has just never happened before. Yeah,
they're setting the scoring system so that it accommodates it, so the audience will know what's going on. But
yeah, 9 and 10.
Yeah, what's going to happen is Derek will get up and bowl the first shot, I believe.
But Martin, as we said,
Martin's going to start on the left. That's right.
He's carrying this neck injury, neck spasm this morning, hardly able to get out of bed. In doubt as to whether he could even compete in the semi-final game against Zulmazan Zulkifli of Malaysia. He won that one, 2 games to 1, and he's been within touching distance of the beautiful silver trophy. And he could still do it, of course, just 2 frames here to play, 9 and 10. And he's got the going start. Yeah, he's in with a strike. Well, you can't do better than that.
Well, you've got to. I mean, the way Derek's been throwing the ball also, I mean, you got to figure he's probably going to strike. You got to get out to that first ball, first frame strike.
Well, just going back to the end of game 2, Larsen, perfect pocket shot in the 10th. And, you know, week 10, it just the worst of luck. There's the same shot as that, which gave him a strike. Yeah. And you saw just prior to that, of course, Derek opened the door when he left a 2-pin. What's he going to do?
Oh, my God.
It's a 2-pin again.
Jeez. No, that was the 9-pin.
That was the 9-pin this time.
And something jumped out of the pit and got it.
Yeah, same reaction, but the 9-pin.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's came off the sidewall. The headpin, wasn't it? Came across off the sidewall and tripped out the 9.
Well, he's got so much power on it. Who knows what...
There it is. Yeah. There's the headpin action. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Just enough. Oh, those thin margins between winning and losing. So Derek gets out of jail a little bit in the first of the 2 frames, the 9th frame, if you will.
So now this is his 10th, and he's bowling it just like a 10th. So now he's got 2 more shots to throw here.
Yeah, if he rolls 4 strikes, of course, he's got 60.
And then Martin can get up and throw 3 more, and we'll be here all night.
I'm not even going to call it. Anything could happen. as they say in the best dramas.
Yeah.
Anything could happen in the next half hour. He's suddenly looking like a different player from game one.
Yeah.
That ball switch. I asked Derek, by the way, while we were resetting, the ball switch, he hasn't used this ball all week at all in any qualifying round.
He's barely used that. That's a new storm ball that he's barely ever used at all, even practicing.
Wow.
I mean, how crucial is that move that he made?
That's like Tiger Woods taking a new driver out of the bag.
Yeah.
Halfway around the golf course.
Unbelievable.
Which, of course, you can't do in golf because that's illegal. But in bowling, you can. Well, that bowling ball is certainly working for the American now. Oh, it doesn't get the last one.
No, but there's an opening.
A small one.
There's an opening. So if Martin gets up and gets 3 strikes now, he is the World Cup champion.
If you want it, Martin Larsen, you have to win it the hard way. Derek throws down the chips once again and just leaves that sliver of opportunity. 59, strike, 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 and that final shot in the 10th, the 9 count, means it's 59, 60 wins it. He's been there once, Martin. 9 in a row in game 2. This is technically still game 2, albeit the roll-off thereof. And now he needs another 3.
Good shot. Oh, my. Oh, that was a ringing 10. That wasn't one of those flat 10s. That was a pure shot.
Well, he's just put it in the perfect position once again, and the bowling gods are either on your side or against you. And this time, maybe it's balancing out the Brooklyn he had.
Yeah, well,
midway through game 2. But that was a tough call.
Derek wins that game. Took a while. Took extra frames to win it, but he won it. So now it's 1-1.
Yep, once he failed to strike there at the top of the 10th. So the bonus ball here does not matter. He knows it. We are going the full 9 yards, Dale.
Yeah.
We're into game 3.
So he may try something a little bit different, maybe move a little left, move a little right, something to see. Well, that didn't work if he did. So now we're going to be on to game 3. 1 game for the title.
Yeah, that final shot really was academic. Martin knows it didn't matter.
Right.
It was just a tired-looking shot, loose, and it's a 7 count. It gives him 37 from the 9-10 roll-off, but Derek, with a 59, is going to take, may I suggest, a psychological advantage as we go into the decider. There's no way back now. They've been here for a week. It's been grueling, both players hurting. We're into a deciding final round of 10 frames to decide this year's champion.
Yes, I think the momentum is definitely with Derek here. He has thrown basically a game and a half plus of nothing but pure pocket shots. Martin, pretty good, but a couple of errant ones.
Well, he was really getting a good reaction to the lanes in game 2, no doubt about it. It's just a matter of carry now. We've seen Martin playing the same shot as we replay Derek's. Well, Martin put it in that position last time out, right in the 1-3 pocket, and as you said, Dale, a ringing 10. If it ain't going for you, that's the bad break. Come on, Martin, you've got to put that behind you now and do it all again. So both boys opening up in the decider with the perfect start.
Now, when they show that slow motion replay, if you watch when they get the perfect strike there, that ball exits off the pin deck right behind the 5 and the 9, right between them. When they leave that flat 10, the ball actually goes off the pin deck over towards the 10 pin side, so it deflects a little bit. So sometimes people complain about that 10 pin. There's a reason. You had some deflection. That's why it really happened.
Certainly getting the high scoring we anticipated from our top 2 seeds.
Well, I think that there was a reaction to that fill ball that he threw where it went and left that split. I think he made a move thinking that, and he may have just thrown that one slow when he got the split and made an adjustment maybe off of a bad shot rather than what he should have done, because that one just didn't make the corner. Didn't come
make
back.
the corner. No, it was light there, and it was almost a 2-8 leave.
Yeah.
But 2 went down, so the 8 pins cleaned out. And Larsen has a strike spare from his first 2 frames. 28-year-old Eoff has, he tells me, no real ambition to go out on the PBA Tour. I know you work with him at the USBC, where he's coordinating a youth program officer.
That sport bowling program, also where they put out. Oh my! There you go.
Gets it again.
There you go. But they put out a very demanding condition for leagues where it's much more challenging, because the way you put the oil out on the lanes, you can really determine whether the lane conditions are going to be difficult or they're going to be easy. How much oil do you think is on a lane? One lane.
I have no idea.
3/4 of an ounce spread out over almost the entire lane. That's how technical this game has gotten.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, there was a good shot too. So he goes strike, strike, then that ring and 10.
That's frame 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't do anything differently to the first 2 shots that I could see.
No, no.
You talk about the oil pattern, which will be changing now. We've been playing for an hour. The TV lights here are pretty minimal, and as I said, we've got so much ambient light coming through the glass facade here.
Exactly.
But it does change. Obviously,
Yes.
It breaks down.
And when you see Martin, it's not just a routine he's going through. He kind of wipes the ball off every time in between frames. Every time you throw the ball down the lane, you pick up some of that oil on the ball, and so he's wiping it off. And as you pick up that oil on the lanes, it causes that part of the lane to be drier. There's more friction, and the ball will start hooking. And so right before your eyes, the lanes change, and you have to be able to adjust to accommodate it.
Well, they're both right-handers, so they're both playing roughly down the same boards. And Masrtin is coming in behind a spare, so he needs a strike here to keep pace with his opponent. Both have now struck twice and spared once after the first 3 frames of Game 3.
Now, Martin looks like he's actually farther left now than Derek is, but Martin doesn't, in his game, it doesn't look like, have the ability to generate as much speed as Derek can. So Derek can stay in the same area and just start firing it down there. And Martin has to start making adjustments to the left, because you're looking for oil to be left of your target so that the ball doesn't start hooking too early.
The shimmering silver trophy within touching distance of both players. Masrtin all but had 2 hands on it at the end of Game 2. He's just beginning to look a little bit fallible here.
Yeah.
There you see once again the Gutierrez family.
Now that one, he looked like he, what we call, hit up on the ball or lifted it instead of trying to land it on the ball, on the lane, like it were an airplane. And when you do that with these new powerful balls, they start to hook earlier than what you're accustomed to, and that one went through the hips, through the nose.
Yes. Easy clean up for the spare in frame 4. So that's 2 strikes, but each time he's followed it in with a spare. And Derek was showing, certainly through Game 2, as indeed both players did, that he's right in the zone here. Now, people that say maybe you talk about lane conditions, the lanes here have been set up just for big scores, remind you that in the semi-final between Masrtin and the 3rd seed, the Malaysian boy, the scores were extremely low. Against Zulkifli, it was 203-187 to Larsen in Game 1. It was 180-237, Zulkifli tying it up at 1-all. And then Masrtin won the other side at 249-187. But 3 of the 6 games there being bowled sub 200.
Yeah, and the lane conditions in the World Cup are not easy lane conditions. They are sport compliant. These players are just playing exceptionally well. And this AMF product, this lane that they have, is probably, if I would say, the best in the world. Because the oil doesn't move around very much on it, and so it stays the same. You get locked into a area of the lane, you get to stay there, and when you get that situation happening, you bowl better.
Derek is smooth through 4 on 5 behind his 9 spare in the 3rd. It's a double, And he's looking ominous, I have to say. Very calm. Alongside him, Jerry Edwards. They know the job is not done yet. Martin's got to get a sequence going. He really does need to double here, actually. He comes to the foul line in frame 5. That's better.
Great shot. Great shot.
Good response.
I think that was probably key shot for him right there. I mean, he doesn't want to let Derek get away from him here, because he knows that Derek can strike, and he also sees that Derek hasn't moved left like he has, and so he's in the same area that he was before.
He can't afford to slip up, though. The standard has been so high. What a dream final we've seen here. The best of the USA against the top Scandinavian. Two real powerhouses of 10-pin over the past 20 years. No surprise, really, to see these two guys contesting the final. Top two seeds, as we've said, they deserve to be here. They're here on merit, and they're both playing exceptionally well. You couldn't pick a winner. Whoever does go home the loser here, it's going to be a sad, sad thing to see.
It's almost like in some sports, you wish there wasn't a loser.
Exactly.
Because they're both winners in this case. They bowled that well.
Well, Martin does have his double through 5-6 in game 3, the decider. He's still alive, very much so. But I make the point to you, Dale, here that bowling's the big winner from Mexico this year. What a final this has been. Everything about it from day one. The opening ceremony, they had to turn people away. They couldn't accommodate everybody here inside the Bowl 300. We've had the president of the state of Sonora. We've had the mayor supporting us. The people have turned out in their droves. All the bowlers who haven't had to catch flights home are here. And Martin and Derek are still giving it 100%.
Yeah, this is, I think, my 10th World Cup. And it's a very special tournament. You end up, after the week is done, you feel like everybody's family. It's a tremendous, tremendous tournament.
Urged on by Eoff, and the boy from Wisconsin is beginning to look more and more like the man who's coming through the stronger of the two.
Terry still has the same smile. She's just sitting there having a good old time.
He hasn't missed since the 3rd. That's 4 in a row now. And it keeps just throwing it right back in Martin's court. He's been playing catch-up since that spare in the 2nd. Now, last time he was up against the wall, his response to Derek's double was a double of his own. He's got to make it 3 here. He's across the headpin.
That one looked left right away.
Baby split.
Yeah.
Too far left, as you say, Dale. Got away with it in game 2. No Brooklyn this time. And that's a pretty common leave with a shot like that. Came across too high, too much rotation. Missed the pocket by some distance. Tough spare.
I mean, every shot these guys have thrown in this finals, there's been pressure on it. There hasn't been no easy part to either or any one of these frames that they've bowled.
No gimmies at this level.
No.
2-8, that's how you do it.
Good shot.
The 2-10.
3-10, actually.
3-10, excuse me. And again, it's that kind of pattern we're seeing now. It's just handicapping Larsen. Strike spare, strike spare, strike spare. The double in 5-6, but here we are back to.
And it can happen like this where you because these two lanes can be very different, even though they're made out of the same material and they're oiled the same, and they then break down or change differently, and you end up maybe striking on one lane and you having trouble on the other. And that seems to be what has happened to Martin at this point.
Yes, as he says, I've been hunting spares all week, but that's what he needs.
That's his better lane there. That's his better lane.
That's what we need on that last shot. It's frame 8 with a strike.
Derek may buy these lanes and take them home with him.
He'd like to roll them up, yeah. That's for sure. He would like to. That's definitely something any bowler would like to do. After you rolled a 279 and still been on the verge of losing, by golly. It's going to talk about this day for a long, long time to come. Team USA.
Yep, that's Derek's better half there. You can see the pressure sometimes on on the better halves is more than the players. Derek looks very relaxed. She looked like she was pretty intense.
Well, that spare last time up from Martin, he's not found the double. He's dropping every time that happens another 10. And we'll see what happens here. But he's 30 pins down at this stage.
Oh, yeah.
And Derek is stretching away now. 5 in a row. I would suggest that Team USA can begin to put the champagne on ice. It's not over yet.
He's got to have this one.
This is no way back. Frame 9, foundation frame for Martin Larsen, the big guy from Gothenburg, has come so agonizingly close. He missed out in the roll-off. In a way, had a second chance at it. And since then, the momentum has definitely swung against the Swede. This is a crucial shot in 9. Oh, no.
Oh, my. That's the tougher lane for him right now. That lane is hooking earlier, and he's gone high, high, high on that lane.
Yeah, he struck out there in 5, but as you say, last time out was a similar shot where he left the baby split. And he knows that it's gone now. It's all slipped away.
Yep, all but over now.
Our first open since the American in game 1, frame 3. So high has been the standard.
There's Helen.
Helle Johnson, yes, Swedish lady bowler, finished 4th. It means Sweden will definitely top the team prize here with this combination of Martin, who's, I'm afraid, definitely now guaranteed second place. There's nothing more he can do. He's just going through the motions. That the 9th frame open really just buried him, but he was well adrift even by that point.
Certainly can't hang his head, though. What a performance by this gentleman. What a performance.
Silver medal position then for Sweden's Martin Larsen. He's given it everything. The crowd appreciative in their applause. And as Martin sits down, we now focus on your winner for this year's QubicaAMF.
Oh, yeah, might as well, huh? All right.
Derek is really motoring in game 3. He's just seized the initiative from the off. 279 in game 2. He's played his get out of jail card. He's had a few breaks, certainly with tripping 10 pins and with pin reaction, but he's making Martin pay for not closing it out. He's on his way to victory here, and it's been a supreme performance from a magnificent bowler. And even, you have to say, on this form, for Martin to have finished second, it shows you how far Derek has been pushed by 2 terrific competitors.
And just think, I mean, back there at the end of the second game, it was 1 ball you win or 1 ball you lose. I mean, it was right there. And, well, there's a fitting way to do it. End up with that solid 9-pin. What a champion. Wow. What bowling. What was his series?
Well, he had 8 strikes in a row there in the final game. He posted a 278. And the final score, in fact, it's a demolition, really. 196 to 278. And I think, just looking at the score aggregate over the 3 games, we have a 778 series for a highest 3 game in World Cup history. So there you have your champion from Mexico. It's the USA in gold position for Derek Eoff as we leave you with these pictures. We hope you've enjoyed a truly dramatic men's final. Thank you so much to the team here in Mexico, in the press office, and our organizers and sponsors. Thanks for being with us, and goodbye.